One of the things I love about traveling is, you know, you wake up in the morning and you just don't know what's in store for you. And today I woke up and my good friend Mark Suna, who lives here in Louisville, asked me if I wanted to go check out Churchill Downs. And I said, Churchill Downs, the home of the Kentucky Derby? And he said, yeah, absolutely. So Mark has brought me to an area of Churchill Downs. This is the back, I guess the back area.
Yeah,
it's called the backside. And we're just going to kind of take a walk through the backside, and I might even be able to go out and show you the track, which is just down there. And we've got Mark actually lined up a tour guide for me. So this is our tour guide of the backside. And I'm sorry, what was your name?
Georgia.
Georgia? As in Georgia Peach. You're not from Georgia, are you? Okay. So we were having coffee this morning, Georgia. And some of the folks who we were having coffee said there might be a famous horse here. Are there any famous horses here right now as we speak?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
All right.
I see one over in the museum.
How about Casey? Was who's training one that won that European million?
So you can see they've got this is called the Glyshaw Stables. Now these are all
Yeah, he's rolling bandages.
these are all
Rolling
stables.
towels.
These are all stables here then, yes?
Yes.
That's
And-
Flint Racing Stables right there.
And this is Flint Racing Stables. And how many stables are there?
Oh my goodness, I don't have a clue.
Quite a few?
I don't know how many are back there.
Well, let's go check around some of the I want to see the track.
Walk right there to the gap and see the whole track and you can see the grandstand.
And I could take a selfie up there, right?
Yes, you can.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Thanks, Georgia.
Yeah, I gotta wait. I'm waiting for something.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna come walking.
Okay. So Georgia's going to walk with us, and we'll go up and look at the track. So they come around, and the owners of the horses, they train. They come out and run the horses on the track for training.
Yeah, in the morning we train.
Now, Georgia, I'd imagine that for the Kentucky Derby itself, you probably have pretty good seats, don't you?
Back here.
Back here. How long have you been here?
I've been here about 25 years.
Yeah. And was it last year that we had the Triple Crown?
Yeah, not this year, but the last year. Yeah, American Pharaoh.
American Pharaoh. And that was your first Triple Crown that you've seen, or
In person, yes.
in person? All right. And do you own a horse yourself?
No,
You don't.
they cost too much.
They cost too much money, huh?
They cost too much to feed.
Well, look at this. Okay, so we found our way into the. Well, this would be the.
Backside.
There's
Right up here.
there's the back there.
I'm going to take him and show him where you can see that panoramic view of the...
Oh, okay. Well, whatever the gap is. The other gap. The big
Okay.
gap.
Kind of an interesting perspective of Churchill Downs. You know, I've been to some really interesting places over the years.
See, that's you see like the sign like there says Montana Racing,
Yes,
and you got Brad Cox.
Brad
Racing
Cox.
Stables.
Okay.
There.
Now, where I see Montana Racing and Brad Cox, these are owners.
Trainers.
They're trainers.
All
So people will hire a trainer. People
Right.
buy a racehorse.
Right. And
They
they'll
hire
hire
a
a trainer.
trainer,
Right.
and then the trainer has a stable, basically.
Right.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
Now, when the Kentucky Derby is in town, Georgia, how many of the horses that run in the Kentucky Derby call this home?
There's very, very few call this home.
Very few. So,
Right.
so people bring the horse in for the race.
They bring the horses that are in the Kentucky. They bring them in here for the Kentucky Derby.
Look to your right.
Look to my right. Oh, there you go.
Come here, no, come here, come on.
No. Got to come a little bit more. So the people that have their horses here, that I see a lot of horses in the stables,
There's not as many horses here right now
right?
as there is in the springtime during the spring meet, up to the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
The backside is completely full, which is not completely full right now.
Uh-huh. Now, do you have I see you're wearing a baseball cap right now, Georgia. At the Kentucky, do you wear one of those fancy hats for the Kentucky Derby? You're not? Does Mark wear one of those fancy hats for the Kentucky Derby?
No.
Huh?
We put one on last year, though.
He did, huh?
Just
All
for the
right.
heck of it, didn't you? But you
Okay.
weren't even here last year for the Derby.
I went to Florida. That's such a hell of a-
Yeah, you was here the year before.
Look at this.
Go ahead now.
Let's go down here with a little bit.
This
quiet.
must be quite the different scene on Derby Day.
2 weeks leading up to the Derby, this whole backside's getting full of people.
All the news people are here.
All the
movie
media,
stars
news
and
people,
everybody.
Yeah.
everybody's here. Oh.
Now they have races here throughout the year, I'm assuming.
Well, we don't have races here right now. Our last day was the end of June.
Uh-huh.
And we
Then
have
they go to,
four races.
which goes to Ellis Park.
I see. So you have a race season, if you will.
It's called
Yeah.
a circuit.
Yeah.
It's called a
It's
circuit.
called a race circuit. And then
Okay.
we ship to Ellis Park and we ship to Indiana Downs.
Indiana Downs?
Yeah, they'll have another race meet here in September.
I see. Look at that. Okay. There's the famous view. We're coming right up over here. Georgia, thanks for the tour.
No problem. We'll go around here.
Look at this. Where's the starting gate?
What's called the clocker stand. They sit up there in a little booth and watch the horses as they are breezing
I see.
or working.
Uh-huh. What did you call it? Breezing?
Breeze or work, even when they go fast.
I see.
And this is the racetrack.
Look at this,
The
folks.
famous twin spires.
That's what they call those, the twin spires?
Twin
The
spires.
famous twin spires.
Overlooking the infield.
And that's the infield. And I'm sorry, where is the starting gate?
It's all over the place.
It's over there.
It depends
Uh-huh.
on the side. and
But
what
right
length
now,
the
in the
race.
mornings, they have one set up over there at the quarter pole. You can see it from here.
At the quarter pole. What's the length of this track?
A mile.
A mile, 1 mile.
1
Some
mile.
horses run a mile and a quarter.
And the turf
some-
course in the infield is 7/8 of a mile.
I see. And is that sand? Is that sand that I'm looking at? The
Yes.
track? Is the track made of sand?
A lot of sand, and it got silt, and you also got clay. It's like 75% sand, like
Wow.
percentage silt, and so much percent clay.
Uh-huh.
So
And
the
what?
clay can hold the sand together.
I see. And what does that sign say? 1875 to 2016?
Yep, 1875.
Now, if I wanted to come to the 2017 running of the Kentucky Derby, do I go like on StubHub and get tickets, or do I
If
go on
you want tickets,
Craigslist, or
you just walk in.
you just walk in
Yeah.
and buy tickets? What's the capacity here?
I have no idea. A lot of people.
200,000, I think. That's
200,000?
280,000 is the record so far.
Is
Yeah.
it so? Is it hard to get tickets to go to the Kentucky
Depends where
Derby?
you wanna get tickets
Depends on
to.
where you want to sit at.
I see. All right.
Like upstairs in Millionaire's Row, those are very, very, very expensive.
And you can very hardly get those. Or you
Yeah.
want to sit in a turf club, those are expensive.
And Mark, when you come, where do you sit?
Anywhere, everywhere but Millionaire's Row.
Everywhere but the Millionaire's Row. All right.
Unless I want to spend that kind of money.
All right. Well,
I'm
there.
not going to.
Right. Okay. Now, like we went to, they had a party here for the old timers,
Uh-huh.
all the old trainers.
Yes.
It was at the, it was like, pardon God, like 56, 58,000 for one day
Wow.
for a
Wow.
table of 4.
That's a table of 4. That's not
Uh-huh.
a
Table of 4
I see.
for one day.
All right. Well,
That's gotta attract
fantastic.
next money.
Well, folks, thank you for the tour. I'm just going to wrap this up as the video is just about out of time here. But there you've got your tour of Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. And Mark is telling me this is how they maintain the track right here.
Even when there's no horses running.
There you go.
And that's what they call sealing the racetrack.
Sealing the racetrack. All
There's no
right.
rain's coming.
Sounds good. Do you bet on the horses, Georgia?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, huh? And how do you do?
Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose.
Look at Georgia's got one of those old flip phones.
Yes, I do.
There's a TV right up there.
All right, all right, folks. Hope you enjoyed this very brief, unique tour of Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky.